waiting.
Happy New Year!
Good morning, everyone. Brand new year, same old guys.
My chair's not turned enough. I gotta have it turned a little bit.
I think when the chairs were out for so long,
They were.
the divots went away, so we don't know where the chairs go.
We don't know where the chairs go because the divots are still there. Yeah, I'm repping. I'm repping the wear today. Repping the brand
That was the last time we went
to what you see. That's right. 2 years ago. Still fits. I'm kind of happy.
It was yeah, it would have been January 20.
Yeah. Just before the world stopped spinning.
Yeah. I mean, we're still not out of the water, I guess.
No.
I don't know. I got allergies. That's all I know.
Yeah. So
well, hey,
look, how's that working for you today?
My eyes today.
Are they better than they have been? Because man, you were under it yesterday.
I was as red as I don't know.
Yeah.
Red as the Chiefs logo. And it was bad. I was itching. I just want to pop my eyes out and put them under
just
the
rub
sink
them a little bit.
But I don't think you could do that though.
No, even if only, right?
I don't think that's on the list of things you can do. But so I was on a series of I call it my antihistamine cocktail.
Right.
And then I did a little reading and decided I shouldn't do that anymore because
it could go bad for you.
I don't want to have a heart attack.
Exactly.
So
too many things all at once.
I'm back to Zyzal and Flonase today.
And a lot of prayer.
But I did have and eye drops and Benadryl at night. So, and this is still what I have.
This is still what you have. Oh my goodness.
My eyes, I'm telling you right now, it's right here. These tear ducts right there.
Yep.
If I could get those to clear, I think life would be all better. Maybe I just need a good cry.
I don't know. It looks like you have been already.
I know. I haven't at all.
Well, we have a brand new year lying ahead of us, but we have a year to close out. So, thinking about
that's what you said. Let's do the best and worst.
Thinking about 21, looking back on all the dads with coffees in 2021.
Yeah, we had a full year this year.
We had a full year this year. Just thinking whether, we're sorry for that. Whether it's that or something else, just thinking about, best and worst of 21. I don't think it ever hurts to look back a little, as long as you don't live there. It's okay to look back.
Well, I had a good year in spite of it all.
Sure.
July was the busiest month I've ever lived in.
Yep, a wedding and camp.
And a 1 year anniversary. So,
yes, of the busiest July you'd had the year before.
Yeah, I mean, the busiest July I'd ever had previous to that. So, although that year we didn't have a camp and a wedding.
Right.
So, that worked out. But yeah, married another one off this year. Got to go to camp.
Yes.
All my kids are happy and healthy. My two oldest have jobs. My third is engaged in school. Not engaged to be married.
I was like, wow, I saw that you ran right into that phrase. Yeah, so you don't want to.
That was maybe a Freudian slip, but not that I know of. They told me.
Yeah, they haven't told you anything.
And then the fourth is we got 3 semesters of school left.
That's right.
And your youngest has 1 semester.
1 semester. May 27th walks the stage.
Crowley is May 22nd. I didn't tell you that.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh, it's early.
It's early. Well, man.
Well, I mean, whatever. Yeah.
Fight for a venue.
That's right. Are they, I guess what's everybody using this year?
Globe Life.
Oh, they are doing the Globe Life. I don't know where ours is. Maybe it is Globe Life. I don't know. It's a cool venue to have a graduation.
It is. I mean, you still have they only have 1 concession stand open, but
it's 2-hour graduation.
Did we ever have concession stands?
No, because they were
until I got here and started going to the Fort Worth Convention Center. Did I ever dream of having popcorn and a Coke as my kid walked the stage?
No, I never did.
It's just never been a thing.
Until I moved here, it was always Amarillo was at the Civic Center, but same deal. Other than that, it's been usually at the high school auditorium or the football field.
Yeah,
I was in small school districts.
Too big for that.
Yeah.
What's your best this year?
Probably, well, I mean, I loved having, yeah, I'll have to call him back. I loved having vacation.
Yeah.
I enjoyed that. But I mean, thinking a little deeper than just that, um, I got to see it was kind of a good and bad. I got to see my son struggle through and make a life decision based upon his prayer time and just matching his logic with his faith
Yeah.
to make a life decision as he changed majors early in the year.
Yeah. Pretty big deal too, because he went in and he was
Oh,
he was full bore.
Oh, he had he had a life plan.
Yeah.
He had his whole life plan. And
so much so that he did an internship.
Yeah.
In that field.
Absolutely. And it was a good one, but he just it wasn't for him. The architecture he loves.
Yeah.
He loves looking at architecture. He loves knowing the history behind architecture. The design and drawing of it all under what they need you to do. It just wasn't anything he had been prepared for.
Right.
And it wasn't anything that he just wasn't skilled at.
And sometimes you don't know you don't know what you don't know until you get
right
there.
So thankfully, due to dual credit and AP classes, this doesn't affect his graduation date. That, and it was his freshman year when he chose.
Right.
So but he moved out of engineering and over to history, and I got to wrap up this whole story. We got he called me before he came home, because he had a week he had to work before coming home for Christmas. He called and said, Dad, I think changing over to history, he said two things. One, I think it's the best decision I've ever made. And two, he said, I think it was the exact decision I needed to make. And I'm just like, proud dad moment, hashtag.
Yeah.
So that for me, one of the best things for me.
Another hard one. The label the worst thing.
Yeah, there's a lot of things vying for that position, actually. So hello to everybody that's watching. I can't read that far.
Yeah,
so
me either. My eyes hurt.
But hello, and thanks for joining in with us. Maybe in the comments we can read them later and spark more conversation offline. But what's your best and worst from 21 as well? My worst, I guess it was, it's everybody's. It was the ongoing struggle of
should we or shouldn't we
of pandemic, and then having it in August, and it's that personally and professionally was, that and that's so blasé now. Everybody's got that.
Right.
Of course, that was the worst.
If that's your worst, then you're no different than everyone else.
I almost moved to a spiritual position of probably larger than I am capable, but it's just like, devil, if that's the worst that you can do, bring it. But I don't know that I really want to say that.
We don't want to say that.
But God,
a lot worse.
God is good, and
yeah, really. For me, it was a really good year. I mean, I didn't have a lot of
right.
I didn't have a lot of downs.
Right. And I'm with you on that. And you and I are kind of the same. We're somewhat Pollyannic about things. We find the positive. We see the encouragement. We don't let things just drag us too hard. I dump my trailer pretty often, and I don't drag it along behind me.
Yeah, you can't. I mean,
well, we all know people who do.
I always tell my kids, you can't fix what's already happened. You can only fix the way you handle the situation.
Right.
Don't let the situation define you. Let how you react to the situation define you.
Right. And that's so true, because if I see too many people that let circumstances define who they are, and Christ needs to define who we are. Our identity is not in our jobs or our families. Our identity is in Christ.
I just chased a rabbit, but
They're all over there.
I was gonna say that table was empty yesterday.
It was.
Just yesterday.
Yes.
He's paring down all of his books.
I got too many.
Everything's online.
Well, I have, for those that don't know, there's a software program called Logos, and it's made for Bible students and teachers and pastors. And I have had Logos for 15 years.
Yeah.
And so I've upgraded through the years. I mean, it started on a 5 1/4 floppy.
Yeah, way back. I remember.
And moved to the 3.5, and then they all went online, so everything's downloadable. Well, with over the course of time, with educational expenses or professional expenses that churches offer in packages for pastors, I've utilized those funds to upgrade it over the course of time, and I've got.
So they have a lifetime.
I've got 3,500 books in Logos that I click a word and it shows me references from all of those books that I want.
Plus every Bible ever printed, plus every commentary ever printed. Plus,
well, not everyone, but all the ones I want to use.
Right. Your Bible dictionary, your Bible thesaurus,
and it's all right there, and it's all database driven, so it's searchable. It's a searchable database. Yeah. So I have all those books instead of having to stack it up and search for it.
I know I saw this in a book somewhere.
Exactly. And it's just like a couple of things. I've also acquired these books over the last 30 years of my life. I actually have 2 college books on that desk. I have my stats and probability book from college.
Yeah, my stat book has changed in 30
I just don't need, stat numbers don't lie. They don't change.
I bet you it has.
But, and it's just, I don't need all of those books. They take up space. And if you were to look around my office, I still have quite a few.
Yeah.
I've done 2 cycles of cleansing.
That's why I looked around to see how work.
Now I have to go and organize them in the way that they should be organized, not just thrown up on a shelf, because that's how I rolled into this joint.
Breaking out the Dewey Decimal?
No. I just do it I do it topically. Old Testament, New Testament, leadership, family, extra. But I had decided, I thought about this yesterday, actually, as I was filling that table again. I had thought back through my life, and I had come to the realization, as it's kind of a pastor thing to do, there's a level of pride built into the size of your library. There just is among the group, okay? And I don't want to be a part of that life, and I think I had allowed it to some degree. The fact that I brought in X amount of boxes of books impressed people, and it's just like, I don't care about that.
There's more to it.
I don't care about that, and I don't want the temptation of that to be there. So it's easier for me to cull it down, and it is what it is. And
well, it's a pretty impressive stack. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
There's probably 150 books over there.
Yeah, they're in stacks of 12 to 15, and there's 12 to 15 stacks. So need a book. So you can get one.
And yes, and they will stay on the table through next week. So if anybody wants to come through, feel free to come through, dig through it. Just please don't leave them on the floor. Put them back on the table. But come through. If you want a book, get a book. I'm free to you. Because they're going to go to half price books, and they're going to give me what they give me.
$5 a piece.
Yeah, probably.
You got $15 sitting there. Probably get more for recycling for
I
them.
hadn't thought about that, but they might be of use to somebody else.
Okay,
like some of those are. I had doubles and triples.
Oh, okay.
And so some of that is, I don't need 2 copies.
No, you don't.
So I culled it down, and because I had just acquired these things over time, and so another thing. What were you gonna say?
What are we looking forward to in 22?
Well, the continuation and almost completion of my doctoral work will
Yeah.
happen in this year. May of 23, I'll graduate.
You and Evan graduate
Yep.
together.
Yep. I have my daughter graduates this year. I graduate next year. My son graduates the year after that from college, which is hard to
Yeah,
fathom.
It's tough to swallow when you graduate your first from college.
Uh,
But then to see him move on and do bigger and better things.
I think he's going to go straight into his master's. It will produce for him better down the line.
Yeah.
And he and I have talked about this. You know, it's like you'd be better off to just do it now
You're in learning mode.
than to wait. And I'm a product of why did I wait? Part of it is we moved away and they didn't have online. They didn't have,
Yeah. We didn't have that luxury.
we didn't have any of that. When I graduated master's in 97, the requirements were a little different. So by the time I had 3 years of practical full-time experience, I was 500 miles away from any seminary, and they had no online option.
Right.
And it's just like, okay, I can't do that.
Yeah.
So God put us here for such a time as this, and it opened up, and you know,
Here we are.
yeah, it's a God story how I got into it. I don't know how it happened in 12 days, but it did, from not thinking about it to being accepted in like 2 weeks.
Yeah. Hired.
You
When
know,
did you start?
well, I'm not just talking about here. I'm talking about
Oh, well,
the seminary here
Both-
too. Yes.
Both are the same. I mean,
Yeah.
you had about
Oh yeah.
3 weeks.
42 days
42 days. 6
from
weeks.
first blush to starting is 42 days. So
Man, your phone.
I know. Well, I'll tell you why.
This is the most.
We, you know, one of the best things church wise for us is by the end of the year last year, we had approved a new childhood minister and new worship
Yeah.
minister. Well, as of this morning, we have Linda's replacement approved,
Oh, good.
and she'll start Tuesday.
Good.
So yeah, so that'll
I
happen.
didn't know. Go right now.
Well, yeah, I mean,
Learned with you.
I had just gotten off the phone,
With the
and
individual.
with the individual. I mean, her name's Erica. I mean, she'll start Tuesday. So we're looking forward to that. That way we can respect Linda's wishes to retire and
Right.
not keep her
Linda's
here.
been
And,
here for the last 3
hey,
days, 4 days now.
absolutely. And she'll stay on through next week to help get her up and running. I'll be at class all next week. I can't do dads next week because I'll literally be in class at this time. So
So you'll miss us because I won't do it without him.
right. Well,
He's the jump starter.
right. You can't find somebody to do this with.
I'm a sidekick. I'm not a superhero. I'm a sidekick.
But yeah, so she'll start next week, and you know, looking forward to that new journey. And you know, newness is fun. Training is not always, but you know,
Not
it's
usually.
part of life. And there's a lot of good preparatory work God is doing at this church
Mhm.
that sets us up for so much success as long as the people choose to engage it.
I agree.
I mean, and that's just life. I mean,
I
that's
agree.
true in your family. That's true at other churches. But I know firsthand at this church, the rise or fall of First Baptist Church relies on the 125 people that are currently showing up on Sunday mornings. They'll either choose to go with God or against God, and that's the choice we all make every day.
Sure.
But I think God's doing He's doing some preparatory work, and it's going to be interesting to see what happens this
You
year.
have to lay a foundation before you build a house.
That's right. And so it's going to be good. Well, building is not easy, but it sure is fun when it's done.
Yeah. I can tell you that
Right.
for real. New grandbaby. I got a niece that's having a baby this month, huh, Laura? I should get Eric on here. Eric's too busy working. Eric's always on the road during
Right.
this time.
Eric's at Disney. If you're talking about that, Eric.
Well, he's at Disney right now.
Right, but usually,
Eric's back next week.
yeah, but usually he's at work already. He can't do this. So,
You know, for all 21, we pretty much dodged the COVID bug. We all got it, but it was a very light case.
Right. I had it and it was moderate.
Yeah, but Dulcie had it and it was pretty extreme.
She's still dealing with the fatigue.
Yeah.
Still. And the doctor told her the fatigue factor is 6 to 9 months as we know it now. It could last that long. Mine comes and goes a little bit, but I'm fine.
Mine was just like an extreme man flu.
Right. That's kind of how mine was.
I was down for 2 days in bed, but
And that I agree. I wasn't down for the whole time, but I wasn't allowed to be out.
right.
So I got a whole lot of writing done for my schoolwork. So yeah, I think I added up the other day. I have written well over 100 pages of doctoral level work. No, I've written almost 150 pages already of doctoral level work.
You said wrote another 20 yesterday.
I wrote 10 yesterday. Or 7. I gotta finish that up today so I can proof it over the weekend. It's got to be turned in. So yeah, I got my book list for next semester already. So I'm put that on my Amazon list. I got to get my Amazon cards. Thank you all who gave me Amazon cards at birthday and anniversary time. Cause I'm getting, here they come. Here they come.
You publish that and let somebody buy you a book.
Right.
That's what we've done. That's what we started doing for Christmas. Cause I love buying gifts,
Right.
but I hate buying the wrong gifts.
Sure.
So we all put together a Christmas list. It's called What You Want.
We may do that.
I'm telling you,
this
man,
next year,
you put it on
man.
an Excel spreadsheet. You can use it throughout the year. Connor's got a birthday coming up in March. Marcus has a birthday in February. I already have a list. I already know what they want.
Right.
It's not like,
But-
it's just stuff that you're not going to buy for yourself.
And I'm learning this. See, you're ahead of me on the game.
No. This came from Marcus.
No.
And
I'm
Ryan.
saying my point is you're ahead of me as far as the age of your kids.
Oh, yeah.
You're ahead of me. So you've been dealing with adult kids longer than I have.
Yeah.
But I'm watching how this last Christmas went, and it's as they've gotten older, it's virtually the same thing. We just don't publicize it.
Mhm.
But basically it's what do you want? And we try to keep some level of surprise
Right.
for them, and we succeeded this year. But at the same time, when they did open it, it wasn't like it was something they'd never thought of,
Sure.
because we're with you. I don't have the time, energy, or money to get something wrong.
Exactly.
It's like, because then we got to take it back, and it's just like not worth
I
it.
can't tell you how many times I said on Christmas morning it was on the list. It was so easy. It was on the list.
Right.
And they'll just share their
Everybody's happy.
Yeah.
And isn't that the goal?
Right.
There was a time when the magic and the surprise was golden, but they're not 5.
Exactly.
My youngest is 17, as is yours.
Yeah.
And it's just like
There's so much different 17-year-olds though.
mine and yours.
Oh yeah.
What's a girl and a boy?
Yeah, she's so much more mature than that.
What's a girl and a boy?
She's a
by
year in
nature.
school, so
Right,
yeah,
there's-
girl and boy.
There's 2 things. It's a girl, and she's ahead of him by a year in
Yeah.
school. That's just, they won't catch up till 25.
Yeah, and boys done anyway. That's why our insurance doesn't change till 25.
That's
Yeah.
Their brain is not fully developed until 29. That's biology.
29.
It's biology.
I thought it was 25.
The brain is not fully developed until 29.
I thought it was in the clear with one of them at least.
No. You may be off your insurance, but they haven't. They don't have fully developed.
Actually, I hope he's watching because he's not off my insurance. They're waiting on license, the marriage license to go through, and that. Oh yeah, it was dragged out. They just finished in December. Year and a half later.
What?
They wanted you to send every original. We'll talk offline. They wanted all these original birth certificate, original social security card, original this, original that.
I will tell you, when Dulcie and I moved from Oklahoma back to Texas, and we wanted to get, you have to get driver's licenses.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. I didn't know how difficult that would be. It took 6 trips because they kept adding, this won't work. You have to have this. Well, that's what you said last time. Well, I don't know who you talked to last time, but this is what you got to have.
Oh,
So we had to dig up original marriage certificates. I mean, we'd been already married over 20 years. It's
Yeah.
like, okay, I do know where that is, but
It's in the fire.
yeah, don't get me started on what my fire safe is. My family laughs at me because it's yeah, offline. I'll talk to
Oh,
you.
but we got a lot of got a lot of yeah, Greg, you got a big game coming up. Is that next week?
Go Dogs! Go Dogs!
I don't know, man. Georgia had their shot to beat Alabama and didn't do it.
I know.
I hate that they're back playing again. SEC championship.
Georgia is the
2.0.
Georgia is the reason it's an all SEC championship.
And I can't believe the
If-
slapping they put on
If
Michigan.
if Georgia would have beat Alabama to start with, Alabama wouldn't even be in this. They'd have been fifth looking in. Now, Greg won't like what I had to say about that, but that's true. And while we're on football for a moment, dear Cincinnati, if you're going to work so stinking hard to get into the thing, at least show up for the game.
Oh, the Bearcats. I thought you were talking about the. I thought you were going to go off on the Bengals, how they beat the Chiefs, and I was going to walk away from you.
No.
I was going to leave. I was literally going to.
You're going to get up and walk away. You're going to trip over this cord to get out of here.
Pull the microphone away, and I was going to rage quit, tear off the microphone, Jim Everett style.
No.
Table.
All right, so we're okay. We're in this mode now. We've moved beyond serious into nonsense. So, I know you don't follow college football greatly,
Right.
but you do follow the NFL.
I do.
And so there's a new hot prospect for the NFL. You know who I'm talking about?
No.
Jim Harbaugh is rumored to be leaving Michigan
Oh.
for the NFL. Who should pick him up?
No one. No one.
No
Look,
what? No
look
one?
What happens to these great? There's only one success story for great college coaches. Well, two: Jimmy Johnson and dude in Seattle.
The other Harbaugh's doing really well.
He's okay.
The Ravens,
Harbaugh needs to stay where he's at because he finally got Michigan where they need to be.
but that's all Michigan can ever do. They'll never beat the SEC.
That's fine. Go in the Big Ten.
Sure.
And you'll
Do it more than once
Yeah.
in 9 years.
All Michigan has to do is beat Ohio State, and
They're golden for how
That's-
many years? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then they got shellacked by Georgia.
'Cause
Like,
see, I
show
think-
up.
what happens to most college coaches as they go to the NFL when they're college coaches.
Saban couldn't handle it.
No, they put their thumb on the neck of those players.
And they're adults. These are grown men. You
And
can't
they
do it that
They
way.
hold scholarships over their head. They hold playing time over their head. They hold everything over their head. Now, with the transfer portal being what it is now,
But
which I can't stand.
Right.
But that's a totally different.
but you can't do that to the NFL player.
No, you can't.
But but most of the time,
They come in and they try to.
and they're
What's the
failed.
name down in Jacksonville that failed so miserably?
Rule out of Baylor.
No, the guy this is past week or past year.
Oh, Urban Meyer.
Urban Meyer. Yeah. Great college coach. He can't coach in the NFL.
No,
Most of these guys can't coach in the NFL.
it takes a different mentality to coach in the NFL.
I don't think they should go head coach. I don't think head coach at college and head coach
It's not
at
the same.
NFL are on the same plane.
Go be a DCOC.
Right. I think head coach in college
Is a good
be
OC or
great
DC.
coordinator,
Mhm.
Okay.
And learn the ropes.
Learn how to deal with grown men
Yeah.
and not 18, 19, 20-year-old boys
Who think they're grown men.
who think they're grown men. Sure. Physically they're grown men.
Right.
Mentally,
Well,
They're-
they're not
they're
29
grown mushrooms. You know?
or smoking them.
Well, speaking of smoking mushrooms,
Did you put some portobellos on the
no,
grill?
What do you think about the old Antonio Brown?
Oh my
Have you
goodness.
seen the new things coming out?
Yeah, he is claiming that they had a cover up of his hurt ankle.
He was out for 2 games.
And how was that a cover up?
Well, because coach told him to go in and said, Coach, I can't, my ankle.
Mm-hmm. That's what he says.
I don't know. The guy posted last night, said the plot thickens.
Oh, I know. I
It's on Fox Sports or whatever.
Here, this is a hot take for you, by the way.
Okay.
Here we go. This is Tampa Bay's way to stay in the news.
Okay, because they've lost a couple games.
They've lost a couple games. They need to get the wind in the sails again. B, this is AB's way of showing that he's in control of his own fate and he wants to up the market value for his influencer role on social media.
Well, that maybe as an influencer, not as an NFL player.
Oh, he's not going to go. No, who would pick him up
I think
if he can't live with Tom Brady and make a successful year out of it?
I
How do
still
you?
think that he
Mm-mm.
has? I think he is a living. You can't normally see CTE until you examine the brain.
He's got problems.
He does have problems. He used the same helmet for 12 years.
That's right. He would not upgrade his
He would
helmet.
upgrade his helmet.
He's got problems.
He's got serious mental issues.
Whether it's related to that or otherwise, or maybe the mushrooms. But anyway,
whatever it is,
it's not.
whatever his coping mechanism is, he has serious mental issues.
He's got problems.
He needs
Absolutely.
professional help. That's just my opinion. Outside looking in.
Yep.
Greg's got some hot takes.
Oh, I'm sure he does.
Does that say the Raiders, Greg?
Yes, that is an option. You know, they're
Oh, okay. That's fine. Go to the Raiders because the Raiders are terrible.
they're also talking about him replacing Meyer down at you know, he doesn't want to go to the Raiders. He doesn't want to go to the Raiders because he can't. Okay, now I have been listening to sports radio, so this is semi off of that between Coward and the other guy. But anyway, if he goes to the Raiders, he's great at developing players.
Mhm.
But if you already have Derek Carr, who is a seasoned veteran, he can't do anything with him.
No.
And so he will fail at the Raiders. Plus, look at the division he's in. Why would you want to go there?
Right, because the Chiefs are going to dominate. And
Chi-
the Chargers are
Chicago is not going to bring a Michigan guy over. How's he going to operate with an Ohio State quarterback? That's just not going to work.
Yeah.
And if Aaron Rodgers stays at Green Bay, you're going to be vying for a wild card every year.
I don't know that Aaron Rodgers stays at Green Bay.
I don't know. That's another one of those AB almost things. Is this just drama that makes his blood go better?
But then you see, you watch Roethlisberger Monday night, who played every season in Pittsburgh.
Should have left last year.
He's so emotional at the end of the game, and
Yeah, oh yeah.
good raw emotion.
And he's so gracious and grateful to the city,
Yeah,
and the city was grateful and gracious to him. That's
that's a good relationship.
That's how it should work. That's how it should work.
That's the way Travis Kelce and Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce are going to be in Kansas City.
I don't see Mahomes ever leaving Kansas City. He strikes me as, and I don't know him. He strikes me as the kind of person whose temperament is not the climber mentality.
No, he's not.
He's found a place that he likes. Now, granted, they're paying him well.
Yeah, but by the time he gets to the end
but he
of his
gets-
contract,
but he gets a
it's gonna be
10
average salary.
It's a 10-year contract.
$500 million.
Yes, I know it reduces, but he doesn't strike me as the kind of person that is that climber mentality. That I'm happy here, we're good here. Now, as long as the fan base will not get on him if he can't win a Super Bowl every year,
So Kansas City's not like that.
right. Just go eat barbecue and shut up.
And bring us a Whataburger. He's looking 3 Whataburgers in Kansas City.
He is.
Yes.
Well, he's a good Texas boy,
He sure is.
bringing good Texas
Because
food.
Grandma lives in Burleson.
Bringing good Texas food up to.
I don't think. Well, we'll disagree on that because I don't like Whataburger. Hot take.
So what? We've been over this.
Right?
You don't like Whataburger. I
No.
know.
If it's
What burger place did you like? Of the chain restaurants, where's your first stop?
I don't really like to get burgers. If I do, it's
It's Nicky D's.
well.
And even then, you didn't order a burger there
There
either.
was a hamburger. It was a patty melt. It was a burger with a lot of onions
That's
on
like an
sourdough bread.
It's like an artisanal
It
burger.
was delicious. You get look. Go get the patty melt at Nicky D's. Maybe we get a sponsorship.
Nicky D's.
One sandwich a month at Nicky D's.
Hey, if you want in Crowley, if you want a solid tasting burger or Philly, because I had the Philly or the just go eat at Nicky D's.
I can't beat it.
Just go eat at Nicky D's. Yes, and it's like, oh well, it costs too much. Well, okay, look, you can go get a quarter pounder combo pack at McDonald's for $8. It's up to $8. No, my point is that for a few dollars more, you can get the best burger in town,
And onion rings.
which you couldn't even finish.
I couldn't finish them. I mean, I probably could have. Then I wanted to gorge myself.
But we're new year, new goals. We're not.
New year, new me.
That's
Right?
right.
New year, new me.
All right. Hey, you guys have a great day. We're going to see you back here in a couple of weeks. And for those of you that are local, new series starts on the 16th called Together. Together as one, together as many, together as community. So we're going to talk about that for a few weeks. So looking forward to that.
Yeah, new banner came in yesterday.
Yeah, no, that's so awesome. It's incredible. That's right. So, hey, you guys have a great weekend. If you don't have a church to go to, online, in person, First Baptist Crowley. You guys have a great day.